Hello everyone. Give me a second. The game is not opening and I don't know why. So, uh, hold on for a little bit, please. Like, I keep prompting it to like open and it just won't open. And I don't know why. So, please hang in there for a little bit. I'm trying to open Steam to see if I can like directly boot it from there because I was all ready to go. And then I realized, hey, I haven't opened the game. It's the streaming curse, right? Hello, Zoe, welcome. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. This has never happened before. So please stand by. I'm trying to fix it. Is it through Steam? If so, you might have to kill Steam in your Taskmaster. No, actually, like I was trying to open just the app, like the game by itself, but I'm clicking it and it just won't open. So I'm gonna try to see if I can like open Steam and then launch it from there. But if not, then I don't know. I guess I'll have to keep trying. Hello, Con. Welcome. Sorry for the inconveniences. We're having technical difficulties. Okay, it's opening. It's opening. It's opening. I think slowly but surely. I think this is the first time I'm like doing troubleshooting from the waiting screen. Usually I just wait, but this time it like took too long to respond. The game basically the game is not opening, so I'm trying to get it to work. It's slowly starting to like boot up, and I don't know why. It's just a visual novel. Like, come on. There we go. Nekopara desu. Okay, let me just close Steam now. And then if stuff fails to launch its stream issue. Have to open Task Manager and kill all the stream process to launch Steam, and then it should work. Well, we managed to resolve it without doing that. Yay! I think it's like it's loading. It's taking a little bit, but it's loading. Okay. Let me just see on the room real quick. See if it's like already capturing it, even though it's like loading. Game window. There we go. It's there. The game appears, but it's just like on the like loading screen? Question mark? Okay, let me just now that there's something on the screen, let me just transition real quick. There we go. Hey, surprise. Hello, konnichiwa, hola, hola everyone. I didn't introduce myself because, you know, I'm struggling here and like I can click here, but it's not doing anything. My name is Leo, and I'm your resident demi-vampire singer and professional simp, and we're trying to get the game to work. Come on. Maybe I need to like because it took too long, I need to just like close it and try again, which I did not want to do, but let me try again. Hey, do you like my cat ears, everyone? So, how's your day been? I'm just waiting for the game to launch again. I hope it doesn't take forever. If not, then I'm gonna. You know what? While it loads, let's just transition over to the room. You're gonna not gonna be able to see my amazing cat ears just for like. Oh, there it is. Never mind. The game said, "Hold on a second. Hold my Nekopara." Okay, and then And then you did this last time. Please. Hello? Game? Onegai? Uh-oh. Is it just gonna be like this? Am I gonna have to... am I gonna have to change the game? I'm battling with Excel right now. Oh god, not Excel. I can't with Excel. I literally can't with Excel. I don't even know how to use it anymore. I ran away from Excel as soon as I had to stop using it in my daily life. Do you have Steam overlay enabled that can sometimes slow games down? I don't think so. Let me just try to... I'm gonna follow your advice from earlier and try to... blah, 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 blah. I can't speak. And kill Steam and maybe see if that way, like, works. Because it just stays there. And it says it doesn't respond, but... I don't know why. This has never happened before. I mean, I've only played this game once on Steam, on stream, right? But it didn't have this issue, and other games don't seem to have it either, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, let us transition to the room for a little bit, then. I don't want to keep you guys in, like, complete, utter silence. At least in the room there's a little bit of music. Just no cat ears. There it is. If it doesn't work, then I guess we're gonna have to change games, or just turn this into a chatting stream. I don't know. Probably just change games. I don't want to turn this into a just chatting stream at the moment, but you know. Oh, even Task Manager is having issues. Oh god. Okay, where's Steam? Steam, please. Okay, there it is. It'll die. Die. Please die. There it is. I think. I like the witch logo. Oh yeah, that's from the person that did the assets. Which I think the name is Grandma Witch, or it used to be the name they went by. I think they changed it some time ago, but that's the name I found them under. They're free assets. Actually, well, I don't have them in this stream, but I usually put the credits on my description for my just chatting streams, because this is the place we use for the just chatting streams usually. But yeah, if I remember correctly, they used to go by a Grandma Witch on Booth. That's where I got them, and they're really cool, and she has like a lot of variety, so it's pretty neat. Okay, I think I managed to close it, so let's try again and see if it works. Okay, it's trying to boot up Steam now, so let's, fingers crossed, let's see if it works. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, it disappeared. It disappeared. Okay. In the meantime, I hope you guys been doing well. I've been very busy recently, so I haven't had the time to keep working on the Discord server, but it's on my mind, so no worries about that. And I'm still like slightly traumatized by the Amnesia by Thomas endings. But at the same time I still want to keep playing because I hope, I'm not sure, right, but I hope Shin's route is better, and that's supposed to be the last route, although I'm starting to think that there might be some hidden content in the game, because did you get to check out Gregory Horror Show? Actually no, but I did find it and I saved it on my playlists. I was actually thinking about watching it later today, because I finally managed to get a little bit of free time today, and I started working on things for the channel, like tomorrow's cover. So okay, it's booting up. So I was thinking of maybe giving it a watch later today, because I have a little bit of free time. So okay, Steam, please. I don't want your special offers right now. I just want the game to work. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna cry. It already booted up and it showed again that like Nekopara thing, the logo of like the thing, but it's still on the screen, on the brown screen. College sucks. Yep, it does. But what can you do other than endure it for the time being, at least? Steam, I don't need your services right now. I just want the game to load, please. Like, I had already closed it and it opened again, but the game is not loading. Oh god. No, why? I wanted to choose a route. Come on. There are 4 routes that we need to play. Come on. Game, please. Please. Onegaishimasu. I could quit. I mean, depends. How far into it are you, right? Because if it's your like early years, I think it's okay. But if you're already like close to finishing, then it's just, I mean, I personally, right? I think I'd just rather like finish what I started, right? But it's like, if it's still early years, then I think it's fine to either like just completely quit or switch careers depending on your situation, right? But it depends, I guess. Well, doesn't seem to be working. Oh man, like it's still here all this time that I've been talking. It's just like here, and it doesn't do anything. There no music plays. I just click and like the pause appear, right? But it doesn't do anything other than that, and I don't know why that's happening. And I don't want to like reboot the stream, so having gotten 2 college degrees and about to start my 3rd. Oh my god. I mean, I feel that I keep picking up degrees, but they haven't helped me any. I mean, that's very impressive and admirable, but I could not. No. Personally, no. It is fun to keep learning, and there are a lot of things that I would like to like. I'm not actually going to quit. I'm just saying I could. Like, I know it. I was actually like yesterday thinking like, what if I quit? What if I just stop? But I can't. So yeah, it's not that impressive. Trust me. I mean, to endure that much, I think there's some level of like impressiveness there, but yeah, I don't know, but like I think it's, of course, it's not the same as getting a degree, at least socially speaking, right? But I think it's easier to learn a lot of things by yourself nowadays, or like on courses, courses. I can't speak. Instead of like doing the whole degree. I don't know. I got my first degree in psychology. Ooh, psychology. I love that. Minor in economics. Then I picked up one in IT. Now I'm grabbing law. Ooh, interesting. Nice. We have very smart people in chat. I think I'm gonna have to switch games, guys. I it's not working, and I don't know why that is. Man, I wanted to play. Like, I made my ears and everything. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try one more time, and if it still keeps me in like that limbo, I'm just gonna switch games. And that would mean I would have to do like an impromptu thumbnail to change the title and everything, because this is not like, if I change games, it's not gonna be Nekopara anymore, and there would be no point. Yeah, I think universities aren't well suited to the current climate of education/workplace needs. Overly long formal education turns a lot of people off, especially when companies won't hire new prospects, right? Exactly. I think certificate work, apprenticeship programs for jobs would be better. Yeah. They're also like not that long or expensive, I feel, oftentimes. So I think it is like a better, or at least the systems should be updated, right? But that would take like, okay, Nekopara, please. Please. Let's get past this point. I'm begging you. But yeah, unless like the system changed, I think it'd be sorry, my brain is like not working. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on, but it's not the game is not cooperating with me, so I think I'm gonna have to like actually do that. I'm gonna have to open my software and do another thumbnail, I guess. Yeah, unless you're going for something like a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, you don't need to go to college. I feel that so much. I feel that so much. I feel like I've learned more through YouTube about like things that are part of my degree than actually from the degree itself. So I feel that wholeheartedly. Yeah, I agree. Especially what bothers me is prerequisite studies in fields people aren't looking to pursue a career in. Valhalla, oh, the problem is I haven't bought it. If not, then I would love to. But actually, I need to like catch it on a sale because you know, money. But yeah, if not, then absolutely. But right now, I think we're probably just gonna switch to maybe Amnesia, because I still haven't made a decision on Undertale whether I want to play the genocide run or not, because my heart is very tender still about that. But and I don't have like, if I feel like if I boot Genshin Impact, the thing is just gonna like explode. So I'd rather not at the moment. So our only options of the games that I have installed right now are Amnesia, and that's it. If I do the genocide run for Undertale, I'm probably gonna start it next month. Just to give us a little break from that, but also because it's spooky month. So it would give us like a good reason to just try it, right? But yeah, it's probably just I'm gonna have to switch to Amnesia. Let me just close the game because it's not working. And I don't know why. I'm gonna try to like do some troubleshooting later off stream and see if like if I have to like reinstall it or something, because I don't know what's going on. Let me just switch to the room again. I'm gonna put my cat ears away because we're not gonna need them. Unless I just want to be like that for Amnesia, I don't know. And yeah, it sucks. But what can you do? There we go. Let me just put up my thing. and see if it works, and also try to do a thumbnail change. I mean, you did Snow Rave, so you can get worse. I mean, I feel like Snow Rave didn't quite affect me. I don't know. Every time I hear Amnesia, I think of the horror game instead of the VN. Yeah, I know. I have to like make a mental note to remember, like, it's Amnesia Memories and not like the Bunker or anything like that. I've never played those actually. I don't know if I'd want to. Like, I like horror from a distance. Like, I like watching some things and stuff, mostly when they're like story heavy, right? But when it comes to me playing, I just like I'm not good with that. It does affect me a lot, but I really like it. It's weird. There's I don't know what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, so back to Snow Rave. I feel like Snow Rave didn't quite affect me, but I don't know why. Like, I did feel a little bit bad for Noel and what Chris during the normal like playthrough, right? He gets better, but I'm just not a huge fan of Bertley. So maybe that's why. Is that a bit cruel? I don't know. I think streamers playing horror games when they can't handle horror well is incredibly fun. As someone that doesn't deal well with horror myself. I mean, true. I'm actually thinking about maybe trying something for October, but I'm not sure, just because the game that I have that I could play for Spooky Month, it's like a full screen game, so it would require me to... Oh my god, my ears, the game is loud. Oh god, I always forget at the beginning of the game is like loud. So it would require me to in order to be able to look at chat. Oh, some YouTube thing where the stream seems to be fine, so I don't think there are any issues. I thought I was dropping frames because YouTube sent me like a notification, but everything seems fine on OBS, so I think it's okay. Okay, I think it's better now. Question mark. There's the game. What was I saying before this? Oh yeah, I'm gonna change the title just to not like confuse people, like newcomers, if they tune into the stream, because it's not Nekopara anymore. Amnesia Memories Last route, I think. And then the description just a little bit, and I'll change the hashtags and all of that later. Esto... Amnesia instead. There we go. Okay, perfect. The stream is back. Good. Okay, I changed the title. There we go. So, oh, my save files are full of toma. I hate this. Okay. Before we start, what was he talking about? Are you close to getting a YouTube partnership? I noticed I can't donate Super Chat through YouTube. I think due to the changes they did, supposedly if I reach like 500, I'm gonna be able to like apply for it. But I'm not sure if there are other like requirements I need to meet aside from that. So maybe, I mean, we're at 433, so I wonder if we can get to 500 before the year ends. But yeah, I've been looking into it, and I think that's, yes, that's why we're like on the road to 500. But yeah, hopefully soon it will happen. My videos, like my covers and all of that, won't be monetizable still. Like that, for that I still need to reach 1,000, and I don't remember how many hours of like public views. But for blah, 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 super chats and all of that, I think it's 500 with the changes they did. So let's hope that happens. Oh yeah, Snowgrave. Also, I would argue that the main horror of Snowgrave is abusing oil. Yeah. We were okay. Yeah, I remember now. We were talking about if it was too cruel to be like, I'm not affected by like the Birdly. Is his name Birdly, or am I just changing his name because I don't remember anymore? I think I'm not that affected by that. By his like maybe death, brain damage. I don't know. It's like not very clear in the end what happens. He just won't wake up. But like the mental damage due to Noel Birdly. Yeah, okay. I just changed the I for an E instead. Anyway, the like the mental damage you do to Noel, it's what's like, oh, I feel bad, right? But with Undertale, I think maybe it's a little bit worse because you're not only damaging one character, right? Like in Snowgrave Route, you're not really affecting Susie, or well, not directly at least, right? Maybe you're affecting the way the relationship with Noel will like develop, but you're not directly affecting like Susie nor Ralsei, right? You're just affecting Noel. And so it's like you just feel for that one character, even though like it's terrible. It's I feel not as big of an impact as like destroying everyone else in, for example, Undertale. Because if you like because it's genocide, right? I'm assuming that you'd have to kill Mama Toriel, which would break my heart, and also Papyrus, and I'm not ready for that. And if I have to destroy Mettaton, I'm gonna cry. So that's why I'm like kind of thinking about it, like, oh man, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more of an impact there. But then again, like you're saying, like it's only chapter 2 in Deltarune. We haven't really finished like the game, and even though you meet like a variety of characters, you don't meet, I feel like, as many characters and don't spend as time with them as much up to this point, right? With like Noel and Susie and Ralsei and all of them. So yeah, kill Undyne in chapter 3. Ooh, I wonder why. If that were to be the case, right? But yeah, anyway, so back to game business. So we'll have to load from here, from data 1, because it's where the opening is. So as to not like redo the whole, or maybe this is more like to not redo the whole like intro scene with Orion, but I know there's people that haven't like seen that live, at least. It's in the VODs, on the very first one. I think for time reasons we will do this, and just so we can like choose the route. So the only one left is Hard World, which would be Shin's. So let's see what happens, because I actually, I mean, I didn't have any expectations for Thomas, and then you know what happened, and this is already different. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I had no expectations for Toma, and then you know what happened. So I also have no expectations for Shin. So let's see. He's the one that we've met or interacted with the least so far. So let's see.
君起きてお願い早く起きて
Okay. We're in a hospital?
あ、目が覚めた
Huh? Okay, okay. Sure?
どうしようここって病院だよね病室だよね
Okay, so... Huh. I talked about this a little bit before, during the beginning of Toma's route. I'm very intrigued by the fact that Ken's and Ikki's routes start the same way, but Shin and Toma's are very different in the way they begin. And I mean, there's probably a reason for that, right? And usually you think that because they're different worlds, you start like differently, but because the first two I experienced were Ikki's and Ken's, I thought every route would start the same way, and then it would just like diverge in like in the way the story develops because of who you are supposed to be dating, right? But this is okay. Interesting. So we're already in a
こんな
hospital.
ところでパジャマ着て寝てる君って明らかに入院患者だよね
Okay.
病院に入れられるのだけは避けようって話したばっかりなのに一体どうしてこんなことに何か
I mean, if
今の
we
君
don't
の情報
remember
を探
anything,
れるも
then
のはない
how
の
would
か
we
な
know? I'm like, other than the fact that
ベ
I'm
ッドに名札がついてる
confused about the fact that we're starting in the hospital, I'm like, it's slowly starting to sink in like the mood for this game, because you know it was in a completely different mood for Nekopara. So I'm like switching gears here right now, and it's like, let's go. Processing.
君の名前は君が思い出した通りみたいだね
Okay, so in this one we figure out about our name because of the hospital bed tag.
他に携帯電話か身分証ってないかな
No idea, Orion. Look around.
ベッドの下にカバンがあるよ起き上がれる
Apparently not.
びっくりした大丈夫同化してる僕にも痛みが伝わってきたよ
Okay.
なんだろう今の痛みあ、君首に包帯が巻いてある
So we were probably in an accident.
首だけじゃないや腕にも足にも全身傷だらけって感じだね
Yabe.
あ、そっか君はこの怪我で入院してたんだ
Yeah, it
もし
seemed
かし
like
て
that.
交通事故にあったとか動けないほどの怪我ってわけじゃないみたいだけど動こうとするとちょっと痛いね
Okay.
入るぞ
The
誰か来た、
sorry, I was just opening up my chat. Still having no idea about this game. What is Orion, like a demon or angel or something? Okay, so that's why I was like thinking about maybe playing the prologue, but it's okay. I'm gonna explain it. So Orion is the spirit. What kind of spirit? Not quite sure. He never explains that, but basically his like soul, I guess, but all of him is a spirit, so I don't know. But him, he accidentally, for some reason that's never like properly explained, ends up colliding with the protagonist's like mind, just out of nowhere. So the force of the impact and also like of his spirit ends up like pushing, like during the impact, pushing all the memories out of the protagonist's head. So that's why she has amnesia. Actually, you know what? We're not that into the route, so let's just try to. I mean, it's been a while since I played it anyway, so I know that's not what I wanted. Title, yes. But the basic like of it, it's that the force of the impact like push all the memories out of the protagonist's mind, and so he's taking up space in the protagonist's head of like the place where that the memories are supposed to be like taken in her head. This is how the game starts. I'm going to be honest, I mainly listen to streams, so I have no clue what's happening most of the time. That's okay. I usually do that too with streams. I put them like just to listen to during when I'm working on things and stuff. So it's fine if I'm gonna explain it anyway. I just want like for the people who are watching and don't know anything to like actually see it. But that's completely okay. So this is where we meet for the first time. In this like sort of like it's not quite, I don't quite understand for myself at least if it's like a sort of limbo between like in the protagonist's head or if it's just like in this, not in space but like some like plane of existence that we don't really, that it's not, you know, the physical, the real world. But yeah, anyway, so the protagonist is unconscious at the beginning when he's talking to us. This is bad. If I find out I killed a human, I'll get executed. Because apparently spirits are like servants to the gods, because there are gods in this world, but we never get to meet any of them. He just mentions that gods exist during passing in, I think, Kent's route. And that's all the information we've been given regarding like that. So we awake. And then he starts asking us questions, right? About how do you feel, if you're hurt, if you can see him. And so this is how we meet. And he's describing ways of dying that actually, I don't know if the protagonist ever gets hit by a car, but we do get hit, pushed off a cliff in a bad ending and hit with a blunt object. Not that I remember, but it could be a possibility at some point. And so he explains, I tend to watch full screen, but not always. Understandable. So he accidentally like lodged himself into our consciousness, into our mind. And she has no reaction because she doesn't really have like a sense of self. It's not just her memories, it's like with the memories also her personality got pushed out. So she's like an empty vessel, I guess, if you want to put it that way. She doesn't really know who she is or how she's supposed to react to anything because she doesn't even know who she is right at the very beginning. I see a strange looking kid. And so before I've chosen all of these answers just to see like the different responses he gives, but it doesn't really matter in at this point because it's just the prologue. So I see something not human. So you're saying this person found out spirits and gods are real and her main problem is relationship issues. Yeah, basically, but it's because, you know, like what I explained, that she doesn't really have a sense of anything because she doesn't have anything in her head other than Orion at the beginning of the story, right? Right at the prologue. It is through the routes that as she continues to interact with people and like gain more memories that she starts having like a sense of self again and also starts gaining back her personality and gets like a better understanding of things. That's why it is key to like for like Orion to be there, because first of all he doesn't really have a choice because his like the spirit and her mind are like intertwined, so there's a connection there that they can't break unless they start like getting back her memories, and thus the space their memories take inside. I'm moving my hands as if you can see me moving my hands, but you know, that's um, the space that those memories take inside her mind start pushing Orion out, and thus the connection breaks. So that's why when she starts, as like the more she starts remembering, the connection starts breaking, and so Orion stops feeling the same things she feels, or there are even instances where she can't hear him, but like for a short period of time, but she can still see him. And it always comes to the point where she can't either see him anymore, and when usually in the good endings, when she's about to stop like completely hearing him, he musters a little bit of energy to appear like visible to her one last time and send her off. And that's when the connection breaks, and then she forgets everything about him because he's no longer taking any space in her mind. She was never a part of like her memories to begin with. So relatable. My point still stands. But yeah, anyway, so
この状況でそれを冷静に判断できる君って
and so
結
he's
構す
worried
ごいよね。
here because she's not having like any reaction
でも
to
ほら、もう
seeing
ちょっと柔
a
らかい言い
spirit
方する
and
と
being in
人
this
間
weird
関
place
係
that
円
she
滑
doesn't
に
know
い
where
くん
it
じゃない
is.
かな。はあ、とりあえず僕のことは認識できてるようで何よりだよ。それにしても君、落ち着いてるね。キャー、ここはどこ？あなたは誰？ってなことになると思ったんだけど。まさか
And
記
so
憶
that's
だけ
why
じゃなくて
that's
人
because
格
she's
ま
not
で飛ん
having
じゃっ
like
た
a
のかな。
reaction to him, and wherever they are, he starts asking like, did your personality go away as well with your memories? Ha ha.
大変だ。
Yep.
と
So
りあえ
that's
ず
why he
最
also
初から
feels
説明するね。
responsible. My first question would be, so can I date? I've ever only had one relationship, so I can't relate. I mean, yeah. I think it's like a weird, when you really think about it, there's a lot of things that are not really like explained about the world, at least so far, right? Maybe in the whatever hidden content there is later on, there will be answers, but there's a lot of like, let's say, lore potential inside of this. But because it's a dating sim, they don't take like, those things don't take like the main focus. So a lot of things like go unanswered. Like for example, there's this thing that we're in the the game takes place during the whole month of August, right? So there's this thing in every route where it's August, but the weather is like chill, very chilly, as if it were fall or winter. But it's never explained why. Everyone is just like, this is very weird, this is not supposed to happen during this month, especially in like, for example, Japan, where it's like very hot during the summer, right? But it's never explained why that is. Everyone just like accepts it. They think it's weird, but they don't really do any, like, it's not like they can do anything to change the weather, right? But they don't really like look into it a bit more, or like try to explain things or about it or anything like that. And that's like a mystery that's not resolved during the route. And then and other little things like that. How vampire? I don't I mean but yeah. My first question would honestly be, so can I date a demon, angel, witch, vampire, werewolf, other supernatural? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. Let me kiss the werewolf god. We flip a coin. Ooh. I don't think I'm that into supernatural beings, so I wouldn't choose. I mean, I wouldn't like, I don't know. I don't think that'd be the first question to pop into my mind. But yeah, because this is a dating sim, like the main, like the whole story revolves around that, because the only like thing you're kind of sure of when you start like getting in contact with people is that you're dating this guy, the guy in the route, right? So from there is where the protagonist and Orion start like working their way to like start asking questions and getting information, trying to not raise too much suspicion on why she's making these questions, because if people know she has amnesia, then they're gonna send her to a hospital, and if she doesn't get like the stimulation she needs from other people to start remembering things, if she gets isolated, then she'll start losing more and more memories until she's like a completely empty carcass, and Orion will stay connected to her, but she will no longer have like any sense of personality memories or absolutely anything. She'll just be like just a doll with no soul, no anything. So that's why she needs to remember and eventually separate from Orion. And through that relationship, like, you start getting to know the guy and all of that, and it's very sweet, blah blah blah, but it's also like, that's why it revolves around like the relationship, that you start like seeing, oh, this is how she used to behave here, and so getting like the different clues. She used to do this, and then she sees a place and remembers something and all of that. And also Orion that way like ensures that she's living you with someone who will actually take care of her as time goes on, because at least during the Ikki's and Ken's route, I think she doesn't completely like remember everything 100% when she gets disconnected from Orion, but she remembers most things and the most important things. So that's why like he wants to make sure that he's leaving you with people you can trust, which is not the case for Toma, but he still left, so you know, whatever. But that's part of that. Pistols at dawn. Are we about to cite the 10 dual commandments? As a Vampire Knight fan, I have reading oodles of terrible supernatural romance stories. I can't help myself. Fair. My logic is that basically all female vampires are hot. I can agree with that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm just explaining. But you can still debate about that. I can't really like apport anything to the conversation because, you know, I'm a demi vampire. I'm half human and half vampire, so I don't know. So, but yeah. Okay. A spirit from a distant world, which we don't know what world is that. I was on my way to the human world for some business, and by accident, I sort of collided with your mind. And we don't really know how that happened. And so, he gets trapped inside your soul. Memory skedaddle. It's topical, sort of, kind of, maybe. I mean, Orion is a being, supernatural being, so I guess it is on topic. I think we can work our way from here, because from this point onwards, he just says that he's gonna help you, and that you have to choose. Like, there's also this thing about like there being different timelines, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, because you just get back into your life, onto the life you were living in that timeline, but you're not replacing the old you. It's just still you, even though you can choose which timeline to choose. That it's a little bit weird on that side. I don't quite get the logic of that aspect, but that's why you can choose between different worlds, which are the routes, because they're supposed to be like different timelines, and apparently you just busting into one at random doesn't really affect it. So yeah. Anyway, I think with that we cover like the backstory. So let us choose the Shin's route and start at the hospitals. And also with all of the other things I said, that's why we want to avoid hospitals. And that's why it's like, what on earth when we wake up in one. because we're isolated from the world, so we can't really interact with people to regain the memories.
こんなところでパジャマ着て寝てる君って明らかに入院患者だよね。病院に入れられるのだけは先に。
Okay, I'm gonna skip a little bit through this because we already saw this. And we're in a purse, and then we fall.
首だけじゃない。動けない方。
And then, okay, there are knocks on the door.
誰か来た。
Someone's here. Is it Shin or is it like the nurse? Oh, it is Shin.
いつまで寝てるつもりだよ。
Hey.
もう10時なんだけど、寝ぼけすぎだろお前。
Sure, I guess. I'm in a hospital?
だって入院患者だよ。
Yeah.
寝てて当然じゃないの？
Exactly.
この人、病院の人じゃない
Also,
よ
Orion
ね。
and I tend to
君の
to
知
be
り合いか
on
な？
the same wavelength, so. Yeah, no.
たく、何ぼーっとしてんだ。目、覚ましてやるよ。
What are you on about? Okay. Sure? Sir? What?
ごめん、
Right off the bat?
君とつながってる感覚遮断させてもらいます。
Yeah, Orion, this is not something you should be like, yeah, no.
君、大丈夫？ごめんね、何もできなくて。嫌なら抵抗した方がいいよ。
I don't know. Do we
って
like
いう
it?
か、いつまでキスしてるつもり？
I don't know. Help? Help? I like that the last thing in chat is Mothman.
なんなんだよ。今日は恥ずかしがって暴れないの。嫌がられないとやめ時わかんないんだけど。おとなしくしてるなら先進むぞ。いいのかよ。
I
ちょっとそれ
guess?
は本当にご勘弁ください。この子あなたのこと覚えてないんで。僕が叫んだところで聞こえないってわかってるけど。ねえ、本当大丈夫？
I don't know. I mean, I'm just...
マジで寝ぼけてるな。
Japanese rules of consent. He's wearing a collar. That's how you can tell his relationship is serious. I don't like does he have like a piercing on his chest? Collarbones? No, it's more like on the zone of like his collarbones, the plates. I don't know. I don't quite like that. But here's the thing. I don't know how to feel about him because we never really interacted that much with Shin. The only route where he's like been a little bit more active has been Toma's. But even then, he's absent throughout most of it. He only appears like right at the, like after, a little bit after the middle of it. And then at the normal ending. You don't really see him. Like, he appears at the beginning and then after the middle of it. And then if you get the normal ending, he appears there. But other than that, you don't really see him. And in the other routes, he's not very relevant. So you don't really get that much of a sense of, like, how he is. So I don't know. Like, you get a little bit of a better sense of how Kent is in Ikki's route and how Ikki is during Kent's and a little bit during Toma's route. But Shin, not that much. Even Toma didn't really have much relevance during the other routes. You only really truly meet him during his route. So it's like the same case with Shin. You don't really, I at least I personally don't really know how to feel about that. A weird sternum piercing. Yeah. I'll never unsee for the rest of the day. That was very sudden. I was not expecting that. And yeah, I know about it. Discharge papers. Okay. Bye. Sure.
行っちゃった。はあ、びっくりした。 とにかく今の男は君の彼氏
Women are supposed to
み
be
たいだね。
interested in relationships or physical intimacy, so there's this weird culture about pseudo-forced encounters that aren't unwanted, but they're acted as if they are. Yeah, sounds about right. The age differences, yeah, that's also odd. At least in this game, I think it's not that bad. I think the oldest is like 24. The protagonist is supposed to be 19, but the others are not like, there's not that big of an age gap, I think. So I think it's okay, question mark. I mean, she's still a minor in Japan, but at least she's not in like drinking age, right? She's not considered like an adult quite yet, but I don't know. Anyway.
っていうか、もし彼氏じゃなかったら入ってくるなりキスなんて大問題だよ。
I like that Orion is always on my
彼氏
side.
なら当然なのかもしれないけど、君は全然覚えてないんだし、無理することないんだよ。
I mean, true, but it'd be weird if I...
それよりまずは着替えないと、あの人に着替えを見られちゃう。
true. I forgot
そういえ
about
ば
that.
退院手続きしてくるって言ってたよね。君もう退院するところなんだ。
That's good. That way we won't
い
be
きなり
like
入院中とは
here
言っても、思ったよ
isolated.
り状
So
況は最悪じゃないみたいだね。退院手続き代行してくれるくらいなら、あいつは相当親しいんだろうし、今後も頼りにできる可能性は高いよ。
Yeah, that seems very fine in terms of range. Yeah. Well, in the US, drinking age is 21 and you're an adult when you're 18. I think it should be like not the other way around, more like you should be considered an adult until you're like 21. But I don't know. It's weird. Like yeah, I think it's like I know why it is, but I don't feel like a lot of people who are 18 could be considered like proper adults yet. I can only pop in for a hot sec. I'm about to watch a musical, but good luck on the stream. Thank you, Addie! Which musical? If you can tell me, please. That's exciting. I haven't been to a theater. Like, I haven't been as an audience to like a musical in 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. I'd love to be back. I mean, I'm on stage lately, but it's not this. Like, I do like it, but it's not the same. In Germany, where I'm from, the drinking age is 14. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's insane. Like, I can't quite... Like, I'm trying to visualize it, and it's not... my brain is like, no. Wow. Okay. You learn something new every day. He's close enough to you to take care of hospital paperwork in your place, so there's a good chance that you can rely on him.
本当に信頼できる人間なら記憶喪失を隠すこともないだろうし、意外と先は明るいかもしれないね。
Yay! I hope he's just a normal person,
なんで彼氏が退院手
please.
続きしてくれるんだろう。
I don't know.
あいつも君も高校生か大学生くらいだろうし、普通は親がやるもんじゃないの？
Maybe once again our parents aren't here in town
いや、
for
まあ
reasons.
退院させてくれるならなんだっていいけどさ。
I mean, if she's a college student, it makes
とに
sense,
かく
but
着替えようか。体痛むだろうからゆっくりね。
okay. 10 minutes later, she takes less time to change
置いてあった服
when she's
着れた？
injured than when
よ
she's
く似合
not.
うね。うん、かわいい。
Okay.
さて、あとはさっきの男が帰ってくるのを
I actually want to look up the ages after this because I'm not quite sure. I just know that like 24 is like the max that the oldest of them is, but I'm not quite sure like their exact what their exact ages are. I just know that Kenta and Ikki are the same age, and I think Toma as well, but Shin is the youngest. But I don't remember if he's like the same age as the protagonist or slightly like a year older or something, or even a year younger, I think.
もうちょっと着替えるの遅かったら完全に見られてたよ。あっぶな。
It's very common across Europe actually. Their drinking age varies from 14 to 18 across the region. Whoa. Wow. Oh, the character ages. Yeah. Not drinking age. I wasn't talking about the drinking ages, but I would actually like to know that as well now that we're talking about it. That's really interesting. Huh. So if you'd like to share it with the class, that'd be okay. He had been just a little slower. Yeah, he totally would have seen us.
確かにさっき声かけないで入るって言ってたけど、普通本当にノックしないで入ってくる？
Depends with how familiar you are with the person.
親しき中にもって言うよね。ここはビシッと文句言っとく？
Maybe she was okay with it before? Save! We can override Toma now, finally. I hate seeing his face. I hate everything about Toma. You could at least knock?
だからさっきしないって言っといただろう。文句ならその時言えば。
Well, I was shocked about what happened earlier. I'm sorry.
なんか本当に様子おかしいな。退院して大丈夫なのか？
Well, he does seem worried at least.
いやいや、大丈夫です。だよね。
Yeah.
あれ、お前朝の薬飲んだ？ゴミ捨てた様子ないけど。
は？
あのさ、お前痛くないの？どうやったら毎日飲んでる痛み止め？
Because I didn't know I was taking painkillers, I guess.
さっさと飲めよ、バカ。
おい。
荷物片付けてるから。
言葉がザクザク刺さる。
I feel like I'm unaffected after everything.
でも一応心配してくれてるのかな。
I think usually the normal thing is to play this route first, but I was so blinded by Ikki, and then I regretted it, and then everything was wonderful with Kent, and then everything went to hell again with Toma. Anyway. 14. Oh, okay. Albania, Austria, Bosnia. Italy? Really? Hungary? Wow. Portugal. I wouldn't have guessed that. 15, 16. I think 16 is a little bit more reasonable of an age, but still not quite. But Spain and Russia, interesting. Norway. And Turkey, 18. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
あ、とにかく痛み止め飲もうか。痛いのは確かだしね。カバンの中にあるそれかな。
Maybe? Wouldn't they be on like the table unless we pack things and then...
意外と片付いてるな。棚の中も空だし。お前、昨日自分でやったの？
I don't know. Maybe?
あ、本当だ。記憶を失う前に君が自分でやったのかな。とりあえずここはうなずいておこう。っていうか余計なこと言えないから。
It's not like we can give him an explanation anyway.
特にやることなさそうだし、もう行くか。ま、看護師にはさっき挨拶してきたから。
He's very passive aggressive.
家まで近いけど、タクシーの方がいいよな。なあ俺、
I guess,
お前の家の
because I
周り
can't really
よくわかんないから、
move?
自分で道順説明してくれよな。
Uh-oh.
いえ
What about we walk then? Because I don't know. Ooh. New loading screen. I like this one. The UK decided... Oh yeah, that's right.
お客さん、どこへ行きます？
Purchase, yeah. In most European countries, you're allowed to drink alcohol in private if given by a family member. I think, well, I don't know about the US, right? But I think where I'm from, that's also like, it's not seen as a good thing necessarily, but if it's like amongst family members, there's not that much of an issue if a minor drinks alcohol before they turn 18, so yeah. Where to? Oh
無茶
God.
ぶりきた
Oh boy. I don't want to save every 5 seconds, but how do we in directions? I'm not very good with directions. Maybe you have the address written down? I think this would be more suspicious. What are our parameters this time? Okay, they're the same as the others. So, maybe I have the address written down. I'm not very good with directions.
はあ、ここに来るときにはスラスラ説明してただろう。
Oh,
しょうがないな。
okay.
あ、すみません。場所をうまく言えないんですけど、とりあえず寄進母神の方にお願いします。
I think this is the first time
あ
with...
とは曲がる場所を指示しますんで。
かしこまりました。
Yay!
なんとか切り抜けた。記憶喪失って想像以上にハードだね。
Okay,
彼が言った行き先の名前に心当たりとかありそう？家
probably.
に着けば何か思い出せるかな。
There's actually a lot of evidence that having a lower drinking age actually lends to people being more responsible with
それ
alcohol.
とも一人暮らし
Since
かな。
unlike in countries like in America where it's only one, alcohol isn't this hyped up, forbidden thing. I guess it makes sense to an extent. Well, I like have a hard time relating just because I was never that into it as a teenager. I did have like a lot of classmates that were, so I can see why. But yeah, drinking there's not a lot to it. So, and I was never like really interested. My family members did like gave me a couple of things to try when I was younger, like when I wasn't like an adult yet, of course. But like just like little tastes just to see like, yeah, that's what it tastes like. But me personally, I was never like interested in it, so that's why it wasn't a huge thing for me, I guess. But when you really think about it, there's not that much to drinking, so I guess it makes sense. Really? They lowered it at some point to 18 in America? I didn't know that. Oh. Maybe it has to do a little bit with what Zoe says about like, because it was already like something that was very hyped up from before. All those high schoolers started to like wanting to try it, and then, you know, things turned out bad. Yeah, exactly. Like, it wasn't really a part of their culture. It was like, oh, so now we have permission to do this really exciting, exotic thing that we weren't allowed to do. And so everyone started doing it on, like, mass, and that happened, unfortunately. I think my first thing having an alcohol drink was at the party for my first communion. Oh, boy. I mean, it makes sense, right? But still. A very young age, at least from a culturally, like a general cultural like standpoint. Yeah, I guess that's true. During communion, it's very usual to have at least a little bit. So I guess it's not that like surprising in a way. Your family, we live by ourselves, Orion. We don't have anyone. I don't think so.
何自分家に見とれてんだよ。行くぞ。
行くぞ。
おい、どこまで行くんだよ。
あ、やばい。鍵出さなきゃだよね。カバンの中探してみて。
もしかして鍵出そうとしてるわけ？
Yeah.
俺が預かってるだろ。どうやったら忘れられんの？
I'm really out of it today. I'm sorry.
しまった。 怪しまれちゃ
He's
ったかな。
probably suspicious at this point, but we can blame it on like, we're really disoriented
ワンルームか。君一人暮らしみたい
unknown
だね。
reasons, but we're fine. Yeah, we live by
ダ
ourselves.
メダメ。キョロキョロ見回したら怪しまれるよ。
なあ、片付けはやるからお茶入れて。
Sure, I know how to make tea.
怪我人をこき使うつもり？
隊員の許可が下りたってことは最低限の日常生活はできるってことだろ。
I mean, he might not be wrong.
倒れたらベッドまで運んでやるから俺がいる間にリハビリしろよ。
Babsy.
なんてスパルタ式なの？仕方ない。お茶っ葉探そうか。ってこの場合のお茶って何茶
I
の
don't
ことだろ
know. Orion.
う？緑茶？麦茶？紅茶？もういっそ直
Barley
接聞い
tea.
ちゃう？
What is barley tea? I only know green tea and black tea. I mean, and others, but barley tea. Oh. What do you want to drink? Safe. But if I ask that, he's gonna be like the usual, and then I'm just not gonna know. Anyway. What do you want to drink?
メロンソーダ。
Oh.
お茶じゃないじゃん。
Well, at least we asked.
だいたいメロンソーダって普通家に置いてないでしょ。ってなぜかあるし。まあ、あるなら入れてあげようか。
I mean, true.
ちょっと待て。それ2週間は前のやつだろ。なんで平然と入れてん
I
だ
don't know. It's in the fridge or whatever we found it.
そうなの？ 2週間ってもしかして君
There's nothing wrong
そんな
with
に入
like
院してたの？
a 2-week-old soda unless it's open.
ないのは分かってるよ。言ってみただけ。いちいち真に受けなくていいんだけど。
なんと横暴な。
Oh no, please.
ま、いいけどさ。
はあ、彼いつまでいるつもりなんだろう。なんか人
I
ん
don't
ちの荷物
know.
手際よく片付け
But
て
I
るけ
guess
ど。
it makes sense if he's worried. I think another part of it is how alcohol is treated culturally. Yeah. Like Americans from when I visited America are a lot more uptight about alcohol. Like you have to go to special stores to buy it, for example. Whereas here you can get alcohol at McDonald's. Really? Huh. Common thing there was that you have to go to a special liquor store to get hard alcohol, and they'd only be open on certain days, hours. Oh. And paper bags, yeah, because you can't like publicly drink. I guess it is odd if you're not used to it. But yeah. I think here there's not like that issue of like having to carry it around in paper bags. You can just purchase it and have it around, but you're not supposed to be drinking outside either. Like you're not allowed to public drink. But there are like the two options. You as well, you can't really like go to a McDonald's and have like alcohol, but there are special stores that only sell those, or you can just buy it at the convenience store near your house. It's not that hard to find alcohol here, at least. Oh yeah, so Shin is here.
この家の鍵を預か
I
ってた
like
わけだし
this. I'm
も
like
しかして
half
入
paying
院中の世
attention to
話
what's going
全
on.
部彼がやってくれてたのかな？
Probably.
ってどう
I
いう
wonder
こ
if
と？
he's like
親は
supposed
何
like
してるんだ親は？
obviously because he kissed us, the MC. I'm assuming they're dating, but I wonder if it's like the same case where they know each other from like childhood, just like in Toma's route, all three of them knew each other from childhood, and then eventually they developed a relationship, or if we just met at some point for some reason.
まあ今はとりあえずお茶入れよっか。
Yep. We didn't really ask what kind of tea, but whatever. Oh, I love the sound of pouring tea.
だいたい片付いた。着替え類は触ってないから自分でやって。お茶
Okay.
入ったかテーブルに持ってこいよ。サンドイッチ買ってきてるから。
Sandwiches.
朝から何も食べてないんだろ。とにかく何か腹に入れろ。
言い方はきついけど いろいろ気遣ってくれてるのかな。
Yeah, he's a little bit weird, but he's
とりあえ
better
ず
than
ごちそうになろうか。
he's better than Toma, I guess, and
聞き
Ikkyu
た
to an
いことは
extent.
いっぱいあるけど、何聞いてもすぐに見透かされそう。絡むの難しいね。
True. I feel like he's a little bit more
なあ、もうこんな時間
perceptive
か。
than the others.
俺帰るわ。
Okay.
やっと帰ってくれる。この緊張から解放さ
I like that Ori's celebrating.
そろそろお前限界だろ。一人の間は誰も面倒見られないんだから。横になっとけよ。
Okay.
な、明日も来るから。
Okay. I'm not gonna say for this one. Okay, I understand.
本当に分かってるか。明日俺、予備校の日なんだけど。
Prep school.
れる。え、何それ。用事あるならなんで来るとか言うの。
いや、いい。分かった。とにかく明日も来るから。
What?
な、
Kowalski parameters. Suspicion is up, so we're screwed again. Okay, whatever. We're gonna continue
ま
like
た明
that.
日。
We don't even know his name. Like, I know his name because we've already been through this, but I like that we don't even, like, the MC doesn't even know his name.
あ、鍵はキッチンカウンターの上に置いといた。明日は普通に客として来るから。
Okay.
寝坊するなよ。
は
Sure.
あ、やっと一人になれ
Okay,
た
we
ね。
can finally explore the room.
なんかすっごく不審がられてた気がするけど、とりあえず病院に連れ戻されるのだけは避けられた。はあ、それにしても疲れたね。
Bum, 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 bum. I'm reading the chat. I'm just like looking through the conversation. Youth volunteer firefighters. Ooh. Look, I know the way things are here. Just be responsible. I don't have a doctorate yet. Huh. That's pretty exciting. I don't know. That military service, 3 degrees, drinking alcohol during a young age and legally, and also part of the training firefighters. Like, damn. Yeah, that's very badass. I stay at home most of the time. I don't really do much. I don't even go out with my friends that often, so.
今朝まで入院してたんだもん。疲れるの当然だよ。あいつ無理させすぎじゃない？
I mean, I don't know, is she in pain?
部屋の中も探ってみたいけど、もう体が限界みたいだね。
True. We could at least like get some information from the
カバ
phone.
ンの中身は。あれ？携帯
We
ない
don't have a
よ。
phone? Did he
な
keep
んで？
the phone?
今時の若者が携帯持ってないなんてことある
Oh,
の？
the young people these days. A flip phone. Yeah. Very modern.
あ、病院にいる間
Although
は
I
必
do
要ない
like
と思
flip
っ
phones,
て
by the
ど
way.
こかに片付けといたとか？
Maybe, but that'd be weird.
家探ししたいけど、
We
とて
probably
も
left
そ
it
ん
at
な
the
体力
hospital?
はないよ
Question
ね。
mark?
あ、とりあえず財布の中だけでもチェックしよう。身分証があるかもしれないし。あ、あるある。
Okay.
明賀大学
Oh yeah,
心理学科
Myoga
1
University.
年。大学生なんだ。
In
さ
every
っ
route
き
we
の
go
あ
to
いつは
Myoga
明日予備
University,
校
I
だっ
think.
て言ってたよね。あいつは浪人したのかな？それとも年下なのかな？同年
Maybe
代くらい
he's
なの
like
は
a
確かだ
year
けど、
younger?
今日一日喋ってたのに未だに名前もわかんないよ。でも家の鍵を預けておいたり、退院の手続きを頼んだりしてたわけだし。
I mean, true.
記憶を失う前の君があいつを信用してたのは間違いないよね。でもこれって普通彼氏に頼むことじゃない。
I like the
よっぽど
idea
家族
that
同然に
Orion
付き合ってたの
accidentally
かな。
collided with our soul in a hospital for some reason. It's really funny to me. You don't really ask a question for it. He must be like family too.
ちょっと様子を見てみて、本当
Yeah,
に
that's why I
信頼
wonder,
でき
are
そう
we
な
like
ら記憶喪
childhood
失を
friends
打
as
ち明
well?
けてみるのも手かもね。
True. I mean,
あ、
he's pretty
本当
close,
に
so
仲が
I
良
don't
かっ
think
た
they
な
should
ら
there
家
should
の
be a
どこかに
problem
アル
telling
バム
him
と
like,
か
hey,
その手のものがあるかもしれな
I
い。
don't remember these. He'd freak out, but still. Oh yeah.
でもちょっと体力の限界かな。
Yeah, just let
続
her
きはま
rest.
た明日にしよっか。とにかく今日はお疲れ様。明日も
Maybe I
わかん
should
ない
have
こと
turned
だら
this
け
into
だ
a
けど。
just chatting stream
頑張ろう。
because I'm like, my mind is all scrambled. Da, 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 da. Gambaro. There's Shin's transition screen. Like, I'm in my late 20s. I did 3 years of firefighting between when I was 14 and 17. And I was in the military for 2 years from 18 to 20. The only exciting things that happened to me either involved me getting hurt, almost getting hurt, or almost dying. Well, I were... What?
おはよう。あれ、誰か来た？
It's probably Shin.
あ、昨日の男だ。って来るの早すぎでしょ。まだ
He
9
did
時
say
前なん
we
だけど。
shouldn't oversleep, so...
ちょっと待っててもらって急いで身支度しよう。
She changes way faster than in Ikki's route. I don't get it, but...
遅い。寝てたな。
Late for
家に帰ったからってだらけ
what?
るな。病院にいた時と同じように生活する方が体にいいに
Shut
決まってる。
up!
だから昨日寝坊するなって言っただろ。
もしかしてそのために朝早くから叩き起こしに来たの？
Stop it!
どんな厳しい生活指導
I
だ
don't
よ。
know.
入るぞ。
Yeah, sure. Oh, and well, I worked as a bartender for a couple of
朝飯
years
買っ
on
てき
and
た。
off. Not
そ
the
れ
whole
と
story,
聞
nothing
き
all
た
that
いことあ
special
るんだ
about
け
it.
ど。
You guys are not confusing me. It's just that like I have trouble like focusing on one thing, and then I'm also sleepy, so it's like so it's fine. Breakfast.
聞きたいこと？
Is suspicion gonna go out the window again?
今日で付き合って1年になるよな。
Oh?
何かしなくていいのか。
Huh?
そうなの？
Okay.
なんでいきなりそんな記念日に出くわしちゃうんだ。
Okay. Okay. Will you buy me a cake then? Okay. Very weird this route for me. It's not the pace I'm used to. With these.
太るからやめとけよ。お前丸顔なんだから肉つくとすぐ太って見えるぞ。
Okay.
乙女に向かって言ってはいけないこと。
Harsh.
で、もう一つ質問。俺、昨日からお前に名前呼ばれてないんだけど、なんで？いつもしょっちゅう呼ばれてる気がするんだけど。
So yeah, he's suspicious. Suspicion's gonna go out the window.
てか、普段は俺が邪険にして
Right
も
off the bat,
犬ころみた
I
いに
guess.
ついてくるくせに
I'm
昨
assuming
日ずっと帰らせたかったんだ。
because he is suspecting right away, and I think it's too early for the bad ending. Also, I'm always a jerk to you, but it usually just rolls right off your back. Yesterday, though, it seemed like you wanted me gone.
バレてる？
Probably.
で、聞きたいんだけど、お前俺の名前覚えてる？
I do! She
い
doesn't.
きなり確信をつかれた。
I guess this would have been the perfect first route. Why would you ask that? It just slipped my mind. Now, this is pretty suspicious. Why would you ask that?
覚えてないんじゃないかって疑ってるから決まってんだろ。
Okay.
そう。やっぱり覚えてないのか。
kind of crazy disciplinarian that wears a collar. Yeah. And I just realized, oh, spooky. Cake would be nice. Although I found that along the years, I've become more of a pie person than a cake person. And I don't know if that means I'm old. Or if it's just normal. I sometimes, nowadays, I feel like I find cakes a little bit too sweet for some reason. And like I'm now pickier about them than I used to be. Whereas pies are like the perfect combination now for me. I don't have them often because it's not like a really common thing here, but I like them better for some reason. So.
いや、本当にどうすれだよ。病院に戻すのだけは勘弁してね。
ちなみに付き合い始めてからはまだ3ヶ月だから日付なんて覚えてないし。
Oh, so he tricked us, right? Nice. So he is perceptive. You only started out going 3 months ago and you didn't even remember that.
は
So he did this on purpose.
あ？てめえ、引っ掛けやがったな。
I mean, it's reasonable, Orion.
なんで隠したがってるのか知らないけど、もうしらばっく
Okay,
れても
so
いい。
I guess suspicion goes out the window right now. Yep. I thought that was a little bit weird. Okay. I guess suspicion only really matters during Ikki's route because he has 3 bad endings. And he doesn't really find out until the end when you tell him, whereas Kent eventually figures it out, and that's when suspicion goes out the window. And with Toma, it goes out the window right on the first few days because you spend like 3 days at the hospital. So that's why they added like doubt. Also because of the nature of his route. But in this one, what do we have? I don't know. Like, what was the point of like trying to not raise suspicion? It only matters in Ikki's route at this point.
隠してるのは間違いないから聞いても言わないだろうと思って釜かけた。
And?
なんですと？
記憶混乱してるんだろう。てか隠せると思う方がおかしいだろ。お前記憶混乱してても
Oi.
バカなのは変わんないよな。俺がお前と付き合ってるってすぐ分かんなかったの。様子が違ってても隠し通せるって。
I mean, by the kiss, I guess we were...
そんなに心込めてバカなんて言わなくても。
Yeah, defend me, Orion.
朝からおかしいと思ってたっての。一時的に混乱してるだけならそのうち治るかと思って様子見てただけ。
These sound effects are messing with me. I'm dumping of baked goods. Did you know Germany has more types of bread than any other country? I didn't know that, but I did know that Germany is very famous for like beer and bread. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Bread culture in France has actually been in decline for almost a century, huh? Interesting. Like, I never really associated France with anything other than like the baguette, but like as bread wise, but I didn't know that. Interesting. Fun facts with Zoe. It peaked in the 70s and has been going down ever since. Oh, interesting. You've been acting strange since yesterday morning. I figured it was just temporary and that you just get better or something.
で、なんで隠してたんだよ。
Because I don't know if I can trust you and oh, see, and I don't want to go back to the hospital. I didn't know if I could trust you. And I don't want to go back to the hospital. Okay. I didn't want to go back to the hospital.
わかった。じゃあ病院には絶対戻さない。
Okay.
え、いいの？
それでもう隠す必要ないんだな。
Okay.
で、どこまで理解できてるんだ？自分の名前は分かってるか？年齢とか、立場。
I know my name. I think I know my age. I don't know about my living situation. That
それ
changes
は
every
大丈
time.
夫だよね。身分証見たし。
なあ、身分証があったのか。てか、身分証がないと 名前もわかんないくらい混乱
I
してる
did
のか。
remember my name, just not my age.
じゃあ一から説明するけど、
Okay, fine.
俺の名前はシン。
Yeah,
お前と
Shin.
は子供の頃からの知り合いで、
Okay, yeah, we're
まあ
childhood friends.
いわゆる幼馴染か。
Okay.
3ヶ月前からは付き合ってた。年は1個
You're
下。
okay. See. I was right. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
年
Senior in
下
high
だった
school.
んだ。偉そうなのに。
Yeah.
お前の両親は海外に不倫中。入院直後には1回帰ってきたけど、
Oh,
もう向こうに戻った。
so they visited. Huh.
で
So they're
その
also
代わりに俺が
overseas, like in
鍵と
Toma's
金
route.
を預かっていろいろ面倒を見てた。親も俺のことはよく知ってるから。
Well, yeah, because we're childhood
ああ、
friends.
なるほどね。
Not
単なる彼氏にしてはいろいろ任されすぎって思ったけど、なんか納得。
Yep.
幼馴染で恋人だったら、そりゃ親も信用するよね。きついけ
He's
ど
kind of a
真面
mean
目
guy,
そうな
but
や
he's
つだ
just pretty
し。
interesting. Only as I've been fighting with Excel this whole time, and the solution was just dragging the formula down. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Oh no! It happens. It happens. That's why I don't mess with Excel. Only a century ago, the French ate approximately 3 loaves of bread per day. Today, French people eat only a half of loaf of bread per day. Oh. I wonder why. Like, I'm not much of a bread person personally, but that's just me, I guess. Me in my personal life, of course. But like, I wonder why that is. And it's an interesting phenomenon. Okay.
いっぺんに話しても混乱するだろうし、とりあえずこんなとこか。
Okay.
他に気になることあるか？
What's with these injuries?
ああ、
What happened?
悪かった。
Did I get run over by a car?
え？
俺のせいなんだ。お前が怪我したのも、記憶がおかしくなってるのも、全部。
Why?
ちょっと待って。記憶なくしたのは僕
Yeah,
のせ
we
いだ
know
よ。
that, but he's not gonna believe us if we tell him, hey, a spirit got into my soul and now he pushed a lot out of my memories and yeah, he's gonna think we're crazy and he's gonna take us back to the hospital. We can't tell him that.
お前は10日くらい前、事故に遭った。その時頭を強く打ってるんだ。
Huh.
記憶が混乱してるのは、そのせいだと思う。
違うんだけど。まあ、適当に誤解してくれるなら、
We don't really need to
その方が
explain
都
him
合いい
right
か。
now. Maybe in the future, like with Kent, but for now we can't
事故の
really
ことは。
explain him the fact that, you know, a spirit appeared.
悪い。俺もまだ気持ちの整理がついてないんだ。冷静に話せる自信がない。
Huh.
とにかく、全責任は俺にある。怪我のことも、記憶がないならそのことも、
I
全部
mean,
面倒見
unless
る
you
つ
were
もり
the
でい
one
る。
who hurt me, then I don't think there's a problem.
おばさんとおじさんにも、俺が面倒見るって約束して、鍵を預けてもらった。
Yep. Oh, memory time.
申し訳ありません。全部、俺の責任です。俺がもっと気をつけてれば、こんなことにはなりませんでした。本当
So
に。
he apologized
申し
to
訳あり
them.
ませんでした。どんな形でもいいから、償わせてください。
シン君、私たちは君のせいだなんて
Middle-aged man.
思っていないよ。
So this was a couple of days ago. Well, 10 days ago.
あ、
Probably.
ねえ、今の過去の記憶じゃない？シンがご両親に謝ったところだよ、きっと。
Yep.
シンの言葉をきっかけに記憶が蘇ったんだね。よかった。やっぱり完全に忘れてるわけじゃないんだ。
During the 18th century, the moral economy of France was based on weapon bread. By supplying a sufficient amount of bread to people, the government was able to demonstrate its political... Oh! At the time, bread was the most sought-out food, and as it was considered to be essential, universal, and highly nutritive. It was typical for the average French citizen to believe that it was impossible to overindulge in bread. For many, bread became the centerpiece of every meal. Oh! Other foods such as fruits, vegetables, and meats were thought as subsidiary or... Oh... That's very interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. No wonder, then. I mean, bread is pretty tasty, so... Bread culture is actually alive and well in many parts of the world still today. Just the type of bread has changed. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
どうかしたか?
Did you apologize to my dad at the hospital?
うん。
I like
嫌なところを思い
his
出すな。
shocked expression like,
お前もう少し格好つけてるとこを思い出してくれよ。
I prefer that you would remember something about me where I was cooler. Like
大
what?
丈夫だよ。割とかっこよかったよ。
Yeah.
よかった。一応思い出せるんだな。
Yeah, it will be slow. It'll take us like a month, but it'll
もし
happen.
かして昨
We'll
日の
get
朝
there.
君の様子がおかしいって気づいてからシンはずっと気を張ってたのかな。
Yeah, probably.
そうだよね。彼女が記憶ないんじゃないかって思ったら厳しく見えたのもシンが緊張してたせいかもしれないね。
Yep, pretty much.
お前、
He's like an
動けそ
angry
うか?
cat. I feel. I don't know.
その辺歩いてみようぜ。何か思い出すかもしれない。
そうだね。見慣れた風景を見れば記憶にも刺激がある
Do
か
we
もしれ
have
ない。
a phone? We
行っ
need
て
to
みよ
ask. Do we have a phone? I like that he's being like more cooperative here.
この辺がお前の実
He
家のあった場所。
cooperates.
思い出せない。あ、そう。
Cooperative. Because he knows. So that way we don't have to like try to like step on eggshells and see what happens. But then I wonder how is then like a bad ending here?
あそこが俺の家。
Also, his
お
neck
前の
was
家から
weird,
はす
but
ぐ近くだから何かあったら直接来い。
okay.
次、バイト先。歩いて20分ぐらい。
20-minute walk.
やっぱり容赦ないんだけど、昨日まで入院してた女の子を連れ回しすぎじゃない？
I
って
don't
いうか家が
know.
すぐ近くって昨日この辺わからないってタクシーの行き先説明させ
He
て
had
たけ
already
ど
probably realized, or he's really bad at directions, which I am, so then I can't judge him.
もしかして1周年記念日の話みたいにあの時もカマかけてたの？
Yeah. It can be that or just that he's very bad with directions, like I am. Imagine tortillas in Mexican cuisine, for example. I mean, true. That's also bread. Yeah. I actually don't, but I do love trivia. Or well, I love learning, I suppose you could say. I mean, that is pretty parent. Otherwise, I don't think you would have studied like three. Like I know you're on the third one still, but I don't think you would have studied that much if you didn't love learning. So, understandable. Fair, I guess. It's the same with me and history. I've actually gotten into disagreement with history professors. I'm more about, like, I only know lore. I don't know anything else. Like, I did like history when I was in school, but I never had really good history like teachers, so it was whatever. And learning about even about music, I don't really know much. I'm just like kind of surface level. I've just like learned things on my own out of necessity more than actually like being interested like in or like actually actively trying to look for information. So okay, we're in pain.
もう無理か。じゃあ店入るか。そこがお前のバイト先だから。
Don't you work here too in this one? Made no Hitsujin.
はあ、綺麗なお店。へえ、君ここでバイトしてるんだ。
お帰りなさいませ。
Oh no!
ご主人様。
ご主人様、お嬢様？
Get away from me!
てしん、お前ね、彼女昨日退院じゃなかったの？なんでこんなとこ連れてくんの？
Get away from me.
お前、
Flashbacks.
頭の傷痛むのか？
Kind of.
今日は客で来てるんだけど。
ああ、そうですか。それは失礼しました。ご注文がお決まりの頃、また伺います。
Yeah, go away.
知り合いだったのかな？すごく親しげだったね。
All three of us probably were childhood friends as well in this route. it's maybe a little silly, but I like to imagine that the greatest thing about humans is our ability to learn things, and moreover to share the learning with others and improve people's lives. Yeah, that's pretty much, I think, it. I guess it depends on, like, the kind of things people like to learn about. Like, I can't tell you much about, like, any subject, I think. But if you ask me about lore, well, the story of, like, certain games and stuff, I probably can't, like, just talk nonstop. At one point, I was very well versed in the Sonic verse. Now I think I've forgotten most of it because it's been years, but you know. But yeah, I do agree with that. It's a nice thought.
今のはトーマ、何か思い出せない？
Nope.
ダメか。じゃあまあいいや。目的の一つは終了。
Okay.
あとは適当に携帯買ってタクシーで帰ろう。
And where's my cell phone, by the way?
携帯？
お前さ、携帯ないんだよ。気づいてたか？
Oh.
事故の時壊れた
Like,
の
I
な。
did realize I didn't have one. I just wanted to know where it was. I didn't know if it, like, disappeared or something, or if you had it.
あ、それでカバンの中に携帯が入ってなかったんだ。
病院にいる間は安全だったけど、今は緊急の時に俺と連絡つかないと面倒だろ。
I mean, true. Oh, if you like Sonic, another game to check out may be Spark, the Electric Jester. Ooh. Is it now? I'm gonna put it in my search tab right now because I do want to know about that. So here's a funny thing. Okay. I didn't quite grow up playing Sonic games, but I do like it. I'm not on the comics side. I never got that far into it, but you know, I did play some of the games when I was younger. Turned out that it's just too fast for me, but I still enjoy it because I don't know. My closest to being a Sonic fan is to watch Dr. Eggman clips or that one Sonic game. My only real exposure to Sonic was the old cartoon. So, which one? Because there are like a couple of them. The only cartoon I ever watched like Sonic was the anime. It was Sonic X, and I used to like that one a lot. And I don't think I ever finished it, but I think it's out there somewhere. I think it's on Netflix or somewhere. So I might pick it back up one day. But I used to love that one. My early 2000s, it was probably Sonic X. Because I think the others are from, like, earlier. I remember the intro had him eating chili dogs. Honestly, I don't remember if Sonic X had an intro. So it might be another one then. But my first approach to Sonic was actually playing, I think, one of the first games. I don't remember if it was, like, the second one or the first one. But it was playing one of them in like, an old console that wasn't mine. I think it was from a family member of mine. But that was like my first approach to it. And then I would just watch cutscenes on YouTube. And I also found Sonic X and started watching that. And the time I became like a really, really, really huge fan of Sonic was the day I discovered Sonic 06. The game. I've never played it because I didn't own a PS3 nor an Xbox. I still don't own any of those consoles, but you know, I never played it because I didn't have the console for it. But Sonic Underground. Oh right, Sonic Underground. I never watched it, but I know which one it is. That one looked fun. But I never really watched that. I only watched Sonic X. So yeah, the infamous Sonic 06 it's what got me into Sonic really hard. And I used to know the lore of that game like very well, and I looked everything up and like pieced the things together and all of that, and I started like becoming like an expert in the Chaos Emeralds and all of that. And I think it was from there that one of my favorite characters, Blaze, came from. I think it wasn't like her first appearance in game, or maybe it was. There was another game around that time that came out for the DS where she appears and like she gets introduced, but it's not really related to the other game because that's when they meet like for the first time instead of on 06, and it's a little bit weird there. Timeline wise, the Sonic games don't make a lot of sense, but yeah. The infamous Sonic 06 was the one that got me into it, and even though I've never played it, I love that game, and I wish I can play it someday, even though it's like famous for it being like a nightmare unplayable thing. But I actually like it a lot because of the idea, the effort that was put in it. It was a really interesting concept, and sadly after that they like stopped. Not completely, but for the most part, they stopped like experimenting with the stories in Sonic and all of that for a while because, you know, they weren't really in a good place after that. But I like that. Surprisingly, because, you know, it's the one that has a lot of story in it, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you think about it. And it actually has a scene that I did not remember until very recently that existed. And I'd rather not think about that, but it was also why, because the reason why my favorite games from the franchise are also like Sonic and the Black Knight, because it incorporated this like story, like fairy tale storytelling thing, putting him in like different universes and making him part of like of these worlds and making like little stories about it that I really liked. So Sonic and the Black Knight is actually my favorite game, and that one I actually got to play, but I never finished it because I got frustrated with the with the level that I was never able to like finish. So yeah, but fun. I like Sonic from the story like rich games rather than the platformer, like the where the ones where platforming is the main thing, right? So the first part game has kind of a vibe of being Sonic Kirby mix, while the second and third one are more like the 3D Sonic games. Yeah, actually that checks. But yeah, that's like my little story with Sonic games. And I tried playing Sonic Adventure 2 because it was on Steam on sale, and it also, like, I wanted to try old games, right? Because I never got to play those. But keyboard is hell with that game, so that's why I like it's on hold for a little bit. Anyway, Shin, sorry, you were talking to me. You're fine, but it wouldn't be a problem now if you couldn't contact me in an emergency.
俺には女の携帯なんかわかんないから自分で選べ。せっかくここまで来れたんだし。
I mean, I guess.
てか、ダメそうなら途中で帰るつもりだったんだけど。
But?
そういえば、今のお前、あんまり文句言わないよな。もしかして無理してたのか？
Probably. A little bit.
バカ、頑張れなんて言ってないだろ。不満は口
Well,
に
at
出
least
せ
I'm
よ。
being honest.
言わなきゃわかんないから。言われない不満を分かってやるつもりもないし。なんで今さらこんなことお前に言わなきゃなんないんだろうな。
Because I don't remember. I don't know how I used to act.
そういう細々とした折り合い方、10年以上かけて積み上げてきたはずだったのに。説明しなきゃわかんないってピンとこねえよ。今ここにいるのは俺の知ってるお前なのか、そうじゃないと思って扱ってるんだよ。
Probably like a stranger.
はあ、あの事故の
At
時
least until I
お前
remember
が死んだかと思
like
った。
substantial
すげえ
things.
怖かった。昨日お前の記憶がおかしいって気づいた時にも、なんか気づいてきたもんがガラガラ崩れてく気がした。
We'll get back
思い出
there.
せるよう
Don't get
な
all
全部
like
なくなったりしないよ
crazy
な。
about it. I don't
ま
know.
あ、何が起こったとしても結局は俺のせいなんだった
Also,
な。
you should stop blaming yourself for everything. Speaking of, I need to turn on my light because it's now dark in
た
here.
だいまバタ
Give me a second. There we go. Anyway. Tadaima, okaeri.
お
Oh,
疲
she
れ
turned
た
the light on as
大
well.
変な目にあったねおかげで携帯はゲットできたけどあいつやることなすこと強引すぎだよとりあえずこの携帯を見て分かった重要な事実今日は8月2日です
Yay! The best day of the year.
8月にしては随分涼しいよね人類社会は最近異常
Yeah,
気
see,
象
see,
続き
see,
だって
see,
聞
see
く
what I
け
was
ど
saying
本当
earlier.
なんだ
There's this
ね
like thing about August being really cold for some reason, but they're not gonna explain it anyway. So why does this matter? Why does this matter? As I'm saying, the weather's been abnormal over the past few years. I guess you were right.
まあ新しい携帯に連絡先が真の分だけか
I mean,
情
true,
報源
we
には
don't
なり
really
そうに
know
ないね
anyone else's number, so
まあ明日もあいつが来るみたいだしある程度任せておいてもいいんじゃないかな
I mean, true. Now we can rely on someone else, so it's
怪我で
fine.
体が動かしにくいのは辛いけどそれ以外はまあ割と順調に進んでるよね 信頼できそうな相手に記憶喪失を相談できて病院には行かないって約束もしてもらって
I've actually never played a Sonic game. I mean, I think that's to an extent normal. The franchise did lose a lot of popularity over the years, and it's trying to like get it. It never completely like lost it, right? But it's still not as big of a thing as it used to be some years ago. But mainly because for a lot of the fans, the franchise has been on like a decline for a lot of years now. But I think it depends on the person. For me, they're fine. I'm only just not like I don't have the skill nor the mind to play like the games where like the whole thing about Sonic, I feel like amongst most of the community is that there are games where you really need a lot of precision and skill, and that's why they're like fun to master. But when it comes to gaming, I'm usually not about that. I like 100%ing like things, but I'm not that much into like the whole learn the different mechanics and find different paths. Like I don't know how to explain it, but that's why they're like mechanics and all of that wise, like they're not really for me, but I like them because of the stories they tell. And I don't know, just being Sonic is fun, even though I'm not that great at it. But I think it's not that uncommon for someone to not have played a Sonic game anymore. I like really for the most part didn't grow up playing many console games because I didn't really get a console until like very later on into my childhood. I was almost like I think at my teens when I finally like started like getting consoles of my own. I grew up playing online games really. Mostly. And CD games. You know, all like little discs, all of that. I didn't really play like very popular titles until very later on, and that's why I didn't really get to experience a lot of games that are like part of like general culture nowadays, right? Like for example, I've only ever played one Zelda game, and it's one that was for free at the Nintendo, I think, like the shop, like for the DS, the DSi shop. It was Zelda something about the Four Swords. I think I've talked about it before. I don't even remember like what the title is exactly, but it was like a special edition for the I don't remember which anniversary that they released for the DSi, and they happened to like give it for free for like a period of time on the DSi shop, and that's why I got it. but other than that, and I never finished it because I couldn't like figure out how to get, I think, one last key that you needed to like unlock the final battle, I think. But that's been the only Zelda game I've ever played because, you know, I wasn't really into the franchise that much, and mostly because I wasn't exposed to it really from an early age. Meanwhile, like, I was very aware of Mario games because my dad used to like love playing those games, and that's why he didn't have any consoles to like introduce it to me, but I was familiar with the concept, right? Because he would talk about it. So yeah. Oh, wait. There we go. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I think it's normal to an extent. Did you play Adventure Quest? Actually, no. I never played it. I know it's like really good and very well regarded in the community, but I never, I guess it never crossed like my radar when I was younger, right? And as I got less and less time to like play different things, I just like really during streams is when I play the most games. I don't really play it as often anymore on consoles or anything else because I don't have the time. But that's why like later on I didn't really have the time to like play different games. But I do believe it's for free on Steam, I think, or something like that. No, I think that was a like a online. I was confusing it with another one. I think it's King's Quest, the one that's on Steam for free. Adventure Quest, I think it's an RPG like online, right? Something like that. Adventure Quest 3D. I mean the original 2D one. No, actually. Yeah, online. Yeah, it was online. I confused it with King's Quest, I think. That one, I think it's on like Steam. Because there's also Adventure Quest 3D on Steam, but that's different. I was confusing it with the other one. But yeah, the other one, I think it is an online one. I never got to play it. When it comes to online, well, I wouldn't say it was RPG necessarily, but when it comes to like community, I guess, games where you would go online and play with other people, online, I think I played more tame things, like very child like things, like you know, I was part of the Club Penguin craze when that was popular. I used to play in a online server that was like Pamfu. It was about pandas. I used to like it. There was another one. What was the name of it? It wasn't Habbo, but I did play a little bit of that. They were more like friendly things, I guess. Not like Adventure Quest isn't, but I wasn't that much into like the whole fantasy thing back then. Oh, it still exists. Interesting. Now I kind of want to check it out. I was more like the kind of kid who would like get different CDs, like small CDs with games, but they were games for like, they were educational games because my parents would get me those and I liked them, so I used to play those. And then the ones that would come on like the cereal that would have like science stuff and geography and all of that. And then from that I moved into online gaming, but on like pages, those that were like at first they were like, you know, girls for games and all of that, and then I started playing more like action things that weren't like online in the sense of like you play with other players, more like online because they were on the internet in like pages. And you know, the games that the websites for like Disney or Cartoon Network and all of that, like they would put on like their platforms, I would play those. Those type of games are the ones that I like grew up playing. And yeah, it's weird because it's wholly single player, huh? Oh yeah, like armor games and stuff. Yeah, like those. I grew up playing more like that kind of thing, rather than, I guess, what would we consider like proper games or normal games, quote unquote, right? So yeah. At some point, I think they released, I don't know if it's still like a thing, but I think when Sword Art Online came out, or like not long after, they made like an online MMORPG or something like that that you could play. And I think I was part of that for a little bit, and then I just forgot and never went back. Oh, I also used to play Webkins. Now that I remember, I used to play Webkins as well. And Neopets. Neopets was weird. But I loved Webkins. I still have some. And I think the page is still up, but I've just never gone back to it. Yeah, I used to love Webkins. I used to own so many plushies of Webkins. But I only had like the code for 2 or 3 of them because they were already used. I just like inherited them. But I used to love them. Yeah. Okay, let's at least finish this day on the game. You were able to talk to someone on your trust. You can trust him with your amnesia, and he promised he wouldn't take you back to the hospital.
未来は明るい。この調子ならすぐ記憶が戻るよ。明日も頑張ろうね。
Alright. But why are you
でも
worried?
あいつ自分のせいだと思ってるから、あんな深刻な顔
We
し
need
て
to
るんだ
figure
よ
out
ね。
why that was. It was probably not his fault, but
説明し
he's
たところ
blaming
で理解
himself
されるわ
because
けないけど、
issues.
誤解させたままなのはちょっとだけ申し訳ないね。
Yeah. Okay. Come on. August the 3rd. What? Well, that's a nice way to start the day. But I think I might leave it there, actually. Because my attention span is elsewhere. The Neopets I remember the heck out of. I wish I knew my old logins for that. Yeah, I also forgot mine. I think at some point those accounts just disappeared. Or maybe they're still there, but I don't know if I want to go back into them. Because for Webkins, I do remember my account, but I just never logged in again. So I don't know if everything is still there. I never played Neopets. I thought it was a scam. I never actually spent anything there. I know people, like a lot of people did get scammed on like a very weird like phenomenon that happened there like later on, but I don't know. I remember that I played it for a while. I used to have like a little, it wasn't a console, but it was it was like a kind of Tamagotchi for Neopets that came out. I used to own one of those, and I would play more with that than in the actual like website, because I remember I had a hard time like grasping how everything worked there. It was a little bit weird for me when I played it. But yeah, I played it for a while, and then eventually I forgot, and then because I forgot, I made another account, and I went on like that until like I made like 4 different accounts, and then I just gave up, because then I felt bad that my mascots would be all like famished, but I could not log back in because I could not remember like my logins and everything. So yeah, that was a period of time. Okay, so we've been at it 2 hours. I know we've talked more than actually played any games. I'm sorry about the scuff today. It was like, I don't know why that was. Apparently Webkins deleted its old accounts a while back. Oh no! Sad So mine from 2007 is probably completely gone. Ugh, probably mine too. Oh man. That hurts. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you need to make more space for your servers, but my heart. Man. My poor dog. And you know, the sad thing is that I would log back in after a while sometimes, and then he'd be like, I'm so happy that you're back, and wait him like wag his tail and all of that. And, oh, my heart. He died. Yeah, that was 16 years ago. It's time flies, and you don't even realize it until you're like, wait, I did this like that year. And then you start making counts and it's like, oh god. It's cool, I like talking streams. I got my project done in that time. Same. I also like talking streams. I just took a 3D 10 physic damage. yeah. Psychic damage, yeah. Oh god, my age. I feel old now. Yeah, it's like you start like making the math and it's like, wait, hold on. That wasn't like 2 years ago, that was like 10 years ago. I like chat, I recently realized that like it's been 10 years since the first Frozen movie came out, and like I don't know how to feel about that. Like I wasn't a kid anymore when that came out, right? But still. So yeah. Okay, let's just go to the room so we can finish talking there, and I don't have to like have Shin there just like staring off into the distance anymore. We can continue that next week. 10 years ago? No. I mean 2013. Yeah. No, not 2003. Well, I'm still young, so I'm good. Frozen came out like 3 years ago. Can have been 10 years. You extend you. Yeah. And like I remember when because for those of you who don't know, this is not something I really talk about a lot, but it is a fact. I'm a huge Frozen fan. Everything about my life is Frozen theme. And you know, I've been stuck in this fandom for 10 years and I'm still here. But I remember when the second one came out, as soon as the trailer like released, everyone was like, oh, have you looked at the trailer yet? Because they know I like it, right? I would go to like high school and have like my Frozen backpack and my lunchbox because I was like, screw it. Oh god, I feel old. No. Oh god. So when the second one was announced and people started realizing like, wait, what do you mean it's been 6 years since the first one, right? They were like, wasn't that like 2-3 years ago? And I was like, no, I've been waiting for this for 6 years. And they were like, what? Yeah, that's pretty much the same, like how I feel about like, hey, wait a minute, the anniversary is coming up. How many years has it been? And it's like, oh god, it's been 10 years. Huh. Oh boy. So it's gonna be 10 years since the first one and 4 years since the second one. Oh god. I feel also like the you know, the virus that happened also like erased like the last 4 years from my mind. Like for me, like time stopped in like at the end of 2019, and then it never like moved forward. And so when I think of things that happened in that year, I'm like, oh yeah, that was like a year ago or 2 years ago, and then I'm like, no wait, 2019 was already 4 years ago. So it's like, damn. Yeah, I did really put a pause on things, and you know, life went on. I still worked on things, but it's like this weird thing. Yeah, the second one came out 4 years ago, Con. It's been already 4 years. It's been already 4 years. And then they announced a third one, but That's a whole can of worms for another day. I am no. I'm not excited about that. I am getting old. Yeah, that's when you start realizing like, oh, wait a second. That's not... That... Huh? Yeah. When I think of a Disney movie from 10 years ago, I think Lion King, not Frozen, right? It's like, yeah, that was it. That wasn't that long ago, right? But no, it's same thing happened to me back in 2020. I think it was 2021 when Tangled had its, or wasn't it 2020? I think it was either 2020 or 2021. Tangled had its 10-year anniversary as well, and I was like, wait. What do you mean 10 years? Wait. Yeah, like that came out like 3 years ago, right? Like 5 years ago at most. It can't be 10 years. It can't be a whole ass decade, right? Right? But it was. And I think right now they're like, it's like 13 years old. So yeah. I remember being a kid and loving to play the special features in the Lion King 1.5. Oh yeah, that was very fun. I mean, I had the Lion King on like VHS. I used to watch like the first Lion King on VHS. Oh yeah, when the special features that they used to have, like the CGs, man. Those were good times. I mean, they still have some like special things, but it's not the same anymore. Man. I miss those days. But yeah. We're getting old. We're getting old, chat. Man. But yeah. Now a third one is coming, but I don't know when. And then... I mean, when you really think about it, like, between the... It feels like Toy Story 3 came out not that long ago. But it's been, I think, like... Has it already been like 15 years? Or almost? When did Toy Story Dream came out? Toy Story... Story 3... Please, Google, don't fail me. 2010. It's 13 years. It's been 13 years. And there was also like a huge time gap between the third one and the second one. Because I think the second one is from like 1980, like 1998 or something like that. I think. It's 1999. So there was like... 11-year gap there. I think the year I was born, it was the last year kids who had VHSs. Yeah. Toy Story 3 is the first movie you remember seeing. Oh my god, I feel... critical damage. My brain. My soul. My bones. I also remember like the start of YouTube. I actually, like, it doesn't feel like... I mean, still kind of was early YouTube when I joined YouTube, right? But it doesn't feel like that long to me because of... I didn't, like, join right away. I didn't really touch anything that weren't, like, game websites for the longest time because I was just not really in the loop nor interested, but... Oh yeah, the original run of YouTube's big creators. When you, it has happened to me that sometimes I'm like, oh, I remember this video from way back when, right? And then I look at it and it's like, oh, 15 years ago, and I'm like, what? What? Huh? There are videos that are already 15 years old. For me, peak YouTube was 2010, 2012. Same. That was really like the peak of YouTubers and all of that. And nowadays, I think it's not that much that there isn't like good content anymore. It's just that there are a lot of YouTubers now, and back then it wasn't like such a common thing. So, yeah, Yogas, OG Smosh. I was never really a huge fan of Smosh, but I did watch a couple of videos from them back in the day. But yeah, that was like the the peak era of YouTube, at least for me, right? For other people might be other like years, because yeah, like for example for Khan was 2016, 2018, which I don't remember what happened in YouTube during those years. Oh boy. Yeah, OG Smash was good. I don't know why I never really got into it like that much. But I do remember back in the day. I also used to like watch a lot of Spanish VTubers VTubers weren't even a thing back then. YouTubers back in the day. So yeah. And back in the late 2000s, when YouTube had the full TV shows and cartoons of right? I mean, there are still some channels that do that, but now it's like harder to get away with that. I got grounded for watching OG Smash. Why? Why though? Yeah, back then I used to watch a lot of more Spanish VTubers than any like English related content. My English wasn't that good back then. But nowadays I don't really know what's going on in that sphere. Like I've already, I guess to an extent, moved past that. So you can catch a random episode someone uploaded to their channel and then they disappear like a few hours later, right? Yeah. Whereas then you could watch basically anything. It was Netflix before Netflix. Yeah. Man. Yeah, nowadays I think unless like the show is really old or is like made with the purpose of it being on YouTube, it's like really hard to like for like the episodes to stay up for a long period of time. Especially with the whole copyright thing. Yeah, it's like way harder nowadays, but those were the days. Man. Or when you could play music and no one would like take down your video for that. Like the Gregory Horror Show, indeed. I even though I didn't quite like I didn't watch it, I just added to my playlist and took like a quick glance over it. It reminded me a little bit, like, from the aesthetic of and the concept, it reminded me a little bit of like Pets Cop, the one game that you'll never play, that it was like for the PS2 or something. Oh, I remember the PS2. Good times. It reminded me kind of like Pets Cop. My favorite stuff to watch was Pokemon videos. I think when I was younger, I watched a couple of episodes from Pokemon and I liked the Team Rocket for reasons. but I never really got into it like that much. So I'm not really in the loop with a lot of Pokemon related stuff. Oh, PS1, yeah. In its lore, yeah. Yeah, I saw when I looked for it that it also had like a game. And it looked, yeah, it did give me like Pets Cup vibes. I did see that. Like, again, I didn't watch any videos, but when I was looking it up, I did like see a bunch of like different videos and the volumes and all of that. And then I saw that it had like a game. And when I glanced over it a little bit, it did give me like Pets Cup vibes. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to watch it later today. I actually never liked Pets Cup that much. I've run to appreciate it, but I still think it's overrated. Yeah, maybe, who knows? I mean, I remember discovering Pets Cup because of like the game theory videos, and then I started looking into it myself. And I thought it was interesting, and I liked it, but didn't really go on past that, for me at least. And after that, I got into a couple of other ones, like, I don't remember the name of it, but there was also another one that was like supposed to be a game that you could not play, that was sent to someone, and I think it was still like an ongoing thing back then. But it was about, was it a bird? No. It was something, but I don't quite remember. I don't remember the name of it, but it was another one of those stories that was supposed to be like, oh, an old game that I got sent. It got sent to me by email or something, and no one else can play it and all of that. I will say that if something modern that YouTube does better than all, it's horror stuff is better nowadays. And what's really gotten popular is the whole like the ARGs and the what's the name of it? Like it's not cryptic. It's like the room and not the room, the the back rooms and the Walton Files and all of that. Those type of like horror series are the ones that are getting like, I forget right now like the name of it, but that's the one. Those are the ones. I actually only learned about Pescap yesterday. Through an Expo video essay. Oh yeah, an Expo. He has really good one. Like Game Theory made a few episodes on it, but they never finished. Analog horror. Yeah. Analog horror. I actually watched the old like short film kind of that inspired Skinamarink. I forget the name of it, and that one was unsettling, but not that I didn't really find much, like didn't find it to be entertaining or anything like it, like aside from like it is unsettling and I get the point, but I don't know. And I haven't watched Skinamarink, but oh no, Salad Fingers. Oh god. Yeah. Game Theory made it. Didn't they finish it? I feel like they did. Vita Carnes Home. I haven't watched that. Maybe one day. But right now I'm like remembering some of the things that I watch and it's like, no. I need to get that out of my head before bedtime, which is not gonna be until like 5 hours or more, but anyway. I thought Game Theory did finish their analysis on that one, but maybe not. I don't remember. Did Petscop end? I don't remember. Maybe I just stopped following and it slipped out of my mind. But I think they did finish it. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll add it to my list then. Oh, my list just keeps growing and growing. Yeah, Petscop did finish. But I don't remember if Game Theory... Yeah, a while back. I do remember when they released the final episode and it was like... Okay. Like, I don't know, maybe I was expecting a little bit more, but I thought it was an okay ending. What annoys me though on YouTube is a bridge series. Oh, because I remember from like 5+ years ago. A bridge series. Oh yeah. Yeah, they post once a year, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. But I guess it makes sense to an extent, right? Because they take like more time and you know. It's understandable, but it is like a little bit frustrating when they start uploading like less and less frequently. But yeah. Man. Yeah, they take time, so it's hard. But yeah, it is complicated. Man. It's like when your favorite manga gets on hiatus and then never comes back. Or that one fanfiction that updated like back in 2009, it never updated again, and it was really good, but they're just gone. And or maybe one day they came back after like 10 years and they're like, I'm gonna continue this series, and then they just disappear again. You know? Yeah. And I'm just here thinking like, Nana, never finished. Probably never will. I miss Nana. Random question. What's your favorite horror movie? I don't think I've watched many horror movies. I think I watch more like horror related content on YouTube than like movies. But and I haven't watched one in a while, but a favorite one. I never really thought about it. Like, I know they're really like ridiculous nowadays, but back in the day the Paranormal Activity ones used to like scare the heck out of me. I got traumatized by those when I was younger. Psycho. I think I remember seeing that, but I'm not quite sure. Favorite horror movies? Oh, I don't remember, honestly. Like, I'm sure I watched more than just the Paranormal Activity ones. I think it Mother? That one wasn't quite horror, I think. But I remember liking Mother. Or was it Mom? I don't remember what the title was. Let me just check it out. Movie. Was it Mother? No. Was it? I don't think so. No. I don't think this is the one. In Spanish it was just called Mama. Don't remember the name in English. Mom horror movie. Yeah, Mom. It's just Mom. The Blair Witch Project. Oh, I haven't watched that one, but I've heard a lot of things about it. Because I'm not that good with horror, I usually don't like going to the cinema. I like watching it with other people. Like, I know in the cinema you go with other people, but it's like you're in the dark room. In a big dark room, and you can't like really cover your eyes if you want to because your friends are there. I don't know. I find more like comfort in watching them at home than actually going to the cinema. So that I've only gone to like a couple to the cinema to watch them. But I remember liking Mom when I was younger. And does it count as a horror movie nowadays? I feel like it's more of a meme sometimes, but I remember liking the recent adaptations of it. The second part, no, not so much, but the first one I do remember getting scared by it and liking it. Here's the thing, I'm like more into like the psychological thing of it than the horror. So like I like the analysis on those. And those I did go to the cinema, but I remember not like being that scared during the second one. I was more scared during the first one, but even then I actually went to see it like 2 times. It Follows. Oh, that sounds familiar. You know, it probably wasn't made as a horror movie, or I don't know, but the centipede, like the human centipede, that one will haunt my mind forever. Does that count? It's not my favorite, but it will haunt me forever. It will pop up in my mind randomly and just make me want to die, but It Follows. I think I remember that. I don't think I've watched it, but I remember hearing about that. Oh, yeah. I've heard like mixed reviews on that one. But, Good Night Mom is another terrifying one, yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing mixed like reviews on It Follows, but I do remember hearing about it. The Descent. Oh yeah, The Descent. I've heard it's pretty good. Maybe I will check them at some point in the future. Because again, when I'm like by myself, it's like, I don't know. Like, it's interesting, but I'm not gonna be able to sleep. You know? But yeah. Anyway, I think that's about all the time we have for today, guys. I'm sorry for cutting like the conversation there. But I need to go work on the things for tomorrow's cover. All-time favorite, huh? The Descent? I've heard that that's the case for a lot of people, so yeah, I will maybe check it out soon-ish. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it here because I need to work on the cover for tomorrow, so yep. And other than that, we have streams next week as well, like 2 streams. I'm still... Suicide Room. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look it up. We have 2 streams next week. Another one is Amnesia, as always. And the other one is still on hold because it's not completely dependent on me. I will let you guys know in advance when that happens, or like if it happens. But for now, the next stream is gonna be on Tuesday. I know I still haven't released a schedule, but it's because of that one thing that it's not really like 100% on my hands. So I'll keep you guys informed about that. But yeah. So tomorrow's cover is gonna be an exciting one. I'm not gonna say much about it. I'm just gonna surprise you whenever I upload the waiting room. But yeah. So I need to work on that. Next stream is on Tuesday. It's gonna be Amnesia, and unless I can get Nekopara to work, maybe I'll switch it. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for being here and giving me a couple of your hours. And I'll be seeing you next time. Okay? It's fun talking with you guys. So maybe I'll program more just chatting streams in the future, probably. So yeah. Anyway, bye. Thank you, Zoe. Looking forward to seeing you here next time. Bye bye.